Hello, my name's Robert Pembroke. I'm just going to show you a couple of designs I have. They're public domain, they're free to share. One's a door knocker and one's the positioning of carbon monoxide sensors, detectors. Okay, in Russian. Здравствуйте. Меня зовут Роберт. Это мой дом. Что это? Это давняя русская. Knock-knock. Спасибо. Nimenhao, what are Robert Laushi? What is say Elizabanchi Chushanda? What you say Odalia? What is say Odalian? Zainara Dalia? What you say Elizaban? Yeah? Jeshi Woda Gia, Jeshi Woda Menlin. Jeshi Woda Membasho Tingjin. Come in. Jeshi Woda Fangzi. How? Tayala. Shida. I thought I'd tell you about carbon monoxide detectors and their value in the modern world. It's not easy to talk about these things. And what is it, like safety in Russian? Nieto bezopasnost. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like it's a house safety thing. Yeah. They're different. The gas that's given off from vehicles is carbon monoxide. The gas that is combusted when your house catches fire is different. It's a different gas. So smoke alarms pick up a different gas to carbon monoxide detectors. Carbon monoxide detectors, they're designed primarily to pick up vehicle emissions. Yeah. What they do is, if the gas from a vehicle becomes too high in concentration in your home, the alarm sounds off. In history, there have been a number of examples of times when vehicle emissions have been so high in a house that an entire family have been killed by the gas. For example, somebody or other leaves their car parked in the garage in the home. There's a vent into the house from the garage. They drive in one evening, everyone may be asleep or still awake. They get out of the car, but the car, it's still puttering along, but you can't hear it. Those new cars are fantastically quiet, aren't they? It's wonderful. I really like that. But the only problem is that the car goes into a vehicle garage in the home, and sometimes there's a vent going into the home, and the person forgets to turn the motor vehicle off, and suddenly the gas is slowly filling the house, but nobody knows. They go to bed, they don't wake up the next day, they've been poisoned by the gas. The gas is carbon monoxide. It's a terrible thing, isn't it? Now let's just flip that scenario on its head. When I was a teenager, I knew a man who committed suicide by connecting a pipe, I presume, from the vehicle to his car, somehow, and he gassed himself with the vehicle emissions from the car, the carbon monoxide. It's a terrible thing, isn't it? Someone must be very distraught to do that and doesn't know what to do. It's a terrible feeling, isn't it, when you don't know the answer to something and there doesn't appear to be an answer. And then you have on the other side, the flip side of the coin, a situation not of suicide but of murder, where someone may drive up to a person's home, their dwelling, and unbeknownst to them while they're sleeping, they slip a pipe through an access portal in the house, a vent or something, an opening somewhere in a house that's relatively sealed, and they just leave their car puttering along with this pipe connected into an opening in the house somewhere, yeah? And they just walk away for so many hours or whatever and come back and the person's dead. they pack it all away and they go away. It's like a murder, yeah? In fact it is, it's murder. And the person's dead and nobody knows what the heck's happened. It's a terrible thought, isn't it, that people could be that way, that they could do such things. But there are people like that in the world, and we have to be careful. So one of the things we have to do is we have to make sure our smoke alarms work properly, especially in cold months, because that's when people start lighting things up and that. And two, it's a good idea to have a carbon monoxide detector. I tested mine out. Using a small generator. I just added some petrol to it, started it up and placed it proximal to it, and it gives you a count, parts per million, of the carbon monoxide in the air, and it did go off, yeah. I tried it in other ways, but it wouldn't go off, and I guess it's because it really is dedicated to the emissions from petrol, yeah. Yeah, so it's a good idea. I place it about 4 feet from the base of the concrete pan that comprises the foundation of the house, so that if it's going to happen and the conditions are right, then it'll probably be at that level that I start to my body starts to notice the gas. So that's probably the place for me. But you're probably smart to have one at a different height, yeah? So you have 2 heights, so you've got 2 possibilities covered. Okay, so in a house this size, it's not big, but I probably have 2 of them, yeah? I know it's a terrible thing, isn't it, to talk about, but you have to say something. There are indeed people like that in the world. It's not the old days when you could leave your door unlocked, you know, you have to lock things up. That's life, anyway. I'll see you later. Спасибо, до свидания.